The road through Black Hollow. The road through Black Hollow had no business being used after midnight, yet Adrian Mercer rode through it anyway. The motorcycle's headlight cut a narrow tunnel through the darkness as endless walls of pine and cedar pressed in from both sides. Beyond the trees lay stretches of abandoned farmland, acres of dead crops and collapsed barns silvered beneath the moonlight. The night smelled of wet earth and old rain. Adrian tightened his gloves against the cold and glanced briefly at the cracked GPS strapped to his handlebars. No signal, of course. The locals at the gas station had warned him. Take the highway if you value your sleep. He had laughed at the old man behind the counter. Now, nearly 40 kilometers into the forgotten back roads, he wasn't laughing anymore. The engine suddenly sputtered. The motorcycle jerked beneath him. Come on. The headlight dimmed for a fraction of a second before roaring back to life. The engine coughed once, twice, then steadied. Adrian exhaled slowly and kept riding. That was when he felt it. A cold breeze passed directly beside his ear. Not wind, not the rush of speed. It felt precise, like someone leaning close enough to whisper. A violent shiver crawled down his spine. He instinctively glanced into the side mirror. Nothing. Only darkness swallowing the road behind him. Get a grip, he muttered to himself. The forest seemed quieter now. Too quiet. Even the insects had vanished. Only the hum of the engine remained. 30 seconds later, the scream tore through the night. A woman, far away, but unmistakable. Adrian slammed the brakes instinctively. Gravel spat beneath the tires as the motorcycle skidded sideways before stopping near the edge of the road. Silence returned immediately. His breathing became shallow. The scream had come from somewhere beyond the trees. He killed the engine. The sudden stillness felt wrong. Moonlight filtered weakly through the branches overhead, illuminating a narrow dirt path leading deeper into the woods. Adrian stared at it. Every logical instinct told him to leave. Call someone. Forget whatever he heard. But another thought crept into his mind. What if someone really needs help? He grabbed the flashlight from his saddlebag and stepped off the bike. The forest swallowed him within seconds. The beam of light danced across broken fences, rotten tree trunks, and patches of fog clinging low to the ground. The deeper he walked, the colder it became. Then he saw the house, or what remained of it. An old farmhouse stood in the clearing ahead, half collapsed beneath decades of decay. The roof sagged inward, and the windows stared outward like empty eye sockets. One upstairs window was glowing faintly. Adrian froze. A warm yellow light flickered behind the dirty glass. Someone was inside. The scream echoed again, this time closer. He moved toward the house. The wooden gate creaked open by itself. Adrian stopped breathing for a moment. Wind, he told himself. Just wind. The front door was already open. Inside, the air smelled of mold and something older beneath it. Something metallic. His flashlight swept across dusty furniture coated in thick webs. Yet strangely, there were footprints on the floor, fresh ones. He followed them. The upstairs hallway groaned beneath each careful step. At the end of the corridor stood a single door with light spilling from underneath. The scream came again, right behind the door. Adrian grabbed the handle and pushed it open. The room was empty. The light came from an oil lantern resting on the floor. Nothing else. No furniture. No person. Only cracked wallpaper peeling from the walls. Then he noticed the photographs. hundreds of them, pinned across every wall, all black and white, all of the same road, the same forest, the same stretch of farmland, his road. His stomach tightened. He stepped closer. Every photograph showed travelers, cars, bicycles, motorcycles, people standing beside broken down vehicles at night, and in every single image, there was a figure standing somewhere behind them, watching, tall, blurred, almost human. Adrian's pulse thundered in his ears. The final photograph hung alone at the center wall. It had been taken recently, very recently. His motorcycle stood illuminated beneath the moonlight, and there he was, captured from behind only minutes ago. Adrian slowly raised the flashlight. Behind the version of himself in the photograph stood the same tall figure, except now he could make out its face, or rather, its lack of one. The lantern suddenly went out. Darkness consumed the room instantly. Adrian heard footsteps behind him, not upstairs, inside the room, slow, wet, dragging. He spun around wildly with the flashlight. Nothing. But the footsteps continued, circling him, closer each second. Then came the whisper, directly beside his ear, the same cold breath from the road. This time he heard the words clearly. "You finally came back." Adrian ran. He bolted through the hallway, nearly falling down the stairs as the entire house groaned around him. Behind him, the footsteps accelerated. The walls began filling with whispers. Hundreds of voices overlapping, crying, begging, warning. The front door slammed shut before he reached it. Adrian crashed into it desperately. It wouldn't move. The whispers became screams. Then, silence. Complete silence. The door slowly creaked open by itself. The forest outside stood still beneath the moonlight. His motorcycle remained parked exactly where he had left it. Engine running. Headlight shining, as if waiting for him. Adrian didn't look back. He sprinted to the bike, climbed on, and sped down the road without stopping once. He didn't notice until several kilometers later that the fuel gauge, which had been nearly empty before entering Black Hollow, was now completely full. He reached the nearest town just before dawn. At the diner near the highway, the exhausted waitress listened silently as he described the farmhouse, the road, the photographs, the scream. When he finished, she looked pale. Then she quietly walked behind the counter and returned with an old newspaper clipping. The headline read, "Local man missing after motorcycle accident, October 18th, 1987. Below the headline was a black and white photograph. Adrian stared at it. The motorcycle was different. The clothes were older. But the man standing beside the road beneath the moonlight was him. Exactly him. Even the scar above his eyebrow. Adrian looked up slowly. "That's impossible." The waitress said nothing. She only pointed toward the newspaper date again. October 18th. Tonight's date. Outside the diner window, dawn light spread slowly across the empty highway, but far beyond the fields, where the forest met the horizon, one faint yellow light still flickered in the distance.